Yo, welcome back to another episode of In the Mind of Dame. Welcome back. It is that boy Dame back to you guys again with another episode, man. Hope everybody's having a great, lovely week this week, man. And we back with another one, man. First, we just wanted to say shout out to everybody, man, who listened to the last episode. Most listens since we started this one. Week 5, man. 5 straight weeks, man. Super proud of myself for being consistent on this joint. Part of the journey, man. I was really thinking about it. I posted it on my main story and got a lot of love on it. So, man, please, man, continue to help this joint grow, man, and help me stay consistent. And also, man, send me some feedback, what you like about the show, what you don't like, man. If you got my number, my Instagram, at that xboyxdame, same thing on Twitter. And just let me know how you fucking with this show, bro. I'm trying to get better, man. And it's been fun. It's been fun. I love doing this once a week, just preparing topics and just giving my mind, my brain something to think about and how I want to articulate it. So it's been fun to do. So we halfway through. I told myself 10 straight weeks of doing this, and then, we really gonna get active. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really finna get active. And also, this is just community building for me, man. Like, I feel like the human experience, I always talk about it, bro. It's a rough one. You know what I'm saying? So I try to make it as fun and enjoyable. So that's really all this pod is for real. Like, we just come on here and we just chop in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about music, we talk about films, we talk about sports. Like, we just here to have fun and just talk and get takes off and whatever. But also just want to bring people together. That's the fun of doing this, man. So just want to continue to keep building people, man. Right now, of course, it's local. It's probably just friends and family listening right now. But in due time, you know what I'm saying, with more and more consistency, and really once I start putting that mind and that effort into and that money, because that's really where the growth is going to come once I start putting money into this joint for real. That's when it's going to grow, and then we're going to have a huge, big family of people all around the world listening to this, getting good laughs off, getting jokes off, having fun, reviewing music and stuff like that, and reviewing film, talk about sports, like get your team shit off. But nah, man, it's been fun so far, man. So just shout out to everybody, man. I really be thinking about it sometimes. Like, people have really watched me grow on social media. Like, I've been on social media a little too much recently in terms of just my screen time on it. And I really was thinking damn, bro, there's so many people who probably I created my Instagram, I think in 2018. And I'm like, some of these people probably looked at me and was like, okay, this is Damien in 2018. And now look at me in 2025, almost 2026. And a lot of growth has happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm way more extroverted in terms of just being outgoing and stuff like that. I done started a whole podcast, and now I'm about to try to be a community leader for this faction of the internet. And now this gonna be a potential business one day. It is gonna be a business one day. And just taking a risk to bet on myself is crazy. I really be thinking about that. Man, it's really crazy. And also I be seeing all y'all growing too. Some people I went to high school with, bro, they got families now, kids. It's wild. You know what I'm saying? So just know I see y'all, man. I see y'all. Some of y'all out there, y'all doing y'all thing, bro. Y'all going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Seeing some of y'all, man, y'all glowing up. Y'all looking beautiful. Y'all skin look good. Seeing the homies in the gym getting that lift in, you know what I'm saying? Climbing up the corporate ladder or whatever y'all doing, bro. I see y'all, bro. I'm proud of y'all. That's just a little positive message, bro, for all my people out there pursuing their dreams, whether it's rap music, whether it's whatever, man. Keep doing it, bro. Y'all killing it, bro. We got one chance at this thing, bro. We got one shot at this life shit, so go ahead and do whatever you can to make it enjoyable for yourself, whether that's pursue your dreams or make a bunch of money, travel the world, do that, bro. That's really what this all about, for real. I was talking about this with my homie today. Only reason why I'm really doing this thing for real, and why I'm going so hard is because there's no other plan for me. This gotta work. This is my plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. This podcasting, building this online community, and it being something fire that I could make a living off of. I ain't gonna hold you. I want to enjoy and connect with all different type of people around the world, with people with common interests as me, who find me entertaining, bro. So we just here, bro. We here. But I hope everybody had a great week. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody had a great week. My week was chill. What I do this week, man? I tried yoga. You know what I'm saying? If you follow me on IG, you seen I tried yoga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody walking quarter zips, drinking matcha. I took it a step further, bro. I went to yoga. I almost went to Pilates, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, but I was like, this might be a little too, I might be pushing the envelope a little too far. So I tried yoga. just because I heard it's like a good little spiritual practice. So I was like, all right, bet I'm gonna try it. That joint was harder than I thought, bro. You know what I'm saying? That joint was harder than I thought, bro. You know, downward dog and whatever it is, bro. All that shit, bro. That joint was like a good 45, 50-minute session. And I was in that joint sweating, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I was like, God damn, like, I thought this joint was kind of on some chill, like, get a stretch off or two or whatever. So, man, it was hard, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, I definitely want to do it again for sure. Like, it definitely felt good. Like, I definitely felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder a bit. Like, I felt more relaxed after it or whatever. So I'm gonna definitely give it another try. I also was thinking about like maybe next year I was gonna probably save like what I'm about to tell y'all now for like when I do like a New Year's resolution, or I think next week I'm gonna do a bucket list. Basically, I'm doing a bucket list joint, and one of them was like taking like boxing or like a self-defense class. Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro, like, I can fight a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be in a situation where like my natural instinct of just being able to fight kind of have to kick in, and then like a dude with actual like experience or whatever just knocks me clean the fuck out. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let me go ahead. Maybe next year I'm gonna try to like get in the. I don't want to spar with nobody for real, but just take like a self defense or a boxing class or whatever. Get the hands right, just in case somebody ever want to try your boy, and I really gotta put the paws on them. So it was try. So like I say that to say like that was me stepping out of my comfort zone and trying something new. I had never really tried it before, and it was dope. It was dope to try something like that. I ain't never really do that before, so it was dope. I definitely want to do it again. Um, so now, like, especially at LA Fitness, they be having all type of stuff. So for me, I'm always interested in learning something new. So like with boxing, I'm gonna try swimming class again. Y'all gotta hold me to it. I'm gonna try swimming class again. We gonna see how that go. And yeah, bro, like that was one of the things I did. And what else? So I was talking to my folks, and they also kind of like inspired this idea that I had, where I think each week I want us to like choose something to watch or listen to, whether it's an album, whether it's a movie, whether it's a film, whether we all choose to watch a TV show together. And so I was talking with them, and they were just talking about, we just talked about all like these black films I had never seen. And I'm not a big stand-up comedian guy. Like, I don't really watch stand-up comedy like that all the time. So after the conversation with them, I was like, damn, bro, I gotta check to see what is hitting on, bro. So boom. So I was like, all right, bet. Came in my room and I watched the new Kevin Hart stand up, Acting My Age. And just a quick little review. It wasn't bad. I feel like for me, it wasn't as funny as some of his earlier joints that I watched before. But that joint wasn't bad, bro. And honestly, bro, for me, what I think I appreciated about it most was him talking about getting older. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all part of the human experience, bro. We all gonna get older. We all gonna wake up one day and our body's gonna be aching. I be waking up now like that sometimes, bro. I be waking up, bro. My body be cracking all type of shit. I was joking around with my coworkers the other day. I'm like, yo, like, am I the only one that after this shift, bro, my legs hurt? And even people younger than me be like, man, hell yeah, bro. My legs be hurting, my feet be hurting. I'm like, okay, so I'm getting old, but I also know that this ain't just an old problem. We just getting enslaved. But you know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of good jokes like that about just like how his body feel after getting older. What did he learn from being older? Like just all those things. And I felt like it was a really dope thing to like hear him talk about that. I feel like that was a really dope spin on comedy, to just talk about getting older, especially from a comedian who has surpassed, you know, just being a stand-up comedian at this point, a movie star and all that. So super good one. Just something I would recommend. I would say check it out. You know what I'm saying? I definitely had some good jokes in there for sure, for sure. So yeah, so it made me kind of want to like, all right, but I gotta start checking out some comedians, because I know like my mom, she was just talking about like, you need to watch Bernie. You know what I'm saying? I remember she talked about she went to go see Martin Lawrence live, and she said he was way better back in the day, but he kind of trash now. You know, some of my coworkers recommended me some, man, like Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle. Like, I don't really watch stand-up comedy like that, so that's gonna be something I might check into a little bit more on my free time, at least just some clips, because I did start watching some stand-up comedy clips on Instagram, and I'm like, hey, some of these niggas are not funny, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Some of them got some pretty good jokes, bro. I think it takes a lot of heart to be a stand-up comedian. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I watched this one show on Netflix, bro, and I think it was called 20-something, and it was about like these group of people who just said, fuck it, I'm moving to Texas to just start my new life. And there was one dude on there who, his goal to like make money or whatever on the show well, not just on the show, but like to survive in Texas was like, bro, I'm gonna do stand up comedy, bro. And he was up there, bro, and the nigga was funny, but he wasn't stand up comedy funny. So he was performing at that joint, bro, and he was bombing, like. And I'm like, yo, I know this shit is awkward. Like, you go up there and you saying like jokes and nobody laugh, bro. It like, but like to me, he was so awkward that the nigga was funny. Like he was just real life funny, but not stand up comedy funny. So it takes a lot of heart to do that shit. I ain't gonna lie. So shout out to Kevin Hart, bro. I thought the joint was cool, man. I really do feel like it was a dope like take on comedy. Like I never really think I seen it. Like especially for a whole special. Like you might have a joke or two about, man, I'm getting older. Woo woo woo. To have a joke like that, or at least your whole special just be like, man, y'all don't even know what it's like getting older, man. This getting older shit is wild. Like I'm aging. I can't run like I used to. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just all that shit. It's just a really fun comedy, bro. It was just like, all right. But let's get into some topics, man. This might be a shorter episode, not a crazy long episode, but we got some NFL topics, some NBA topics. And just some other things I wanted to kind of get off my chest, bro. Also, real quick, like I said, I know I said earlier, I want us to do like, let's just choose an album, and each week I'll review something like an album or a movie, TV show, whatever. The first one I got on the list, bro, is Poetic Justice. Please don't kill me. I know it sounds crazy. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it. I've seen clips. I've seen bits and pieces. I have never sat down and watched it. So by next episode, I'm going to watch it. If you haven't seen it and you listen, please go watch it. I think it's on Apple TV, like $4. We going to watch it. And by next episode, I'm going to have a full-blown review for that joint. And we're going to just do that every week. We're just going to pick one small thing we can kind of just watch or whatever, and you get a review. You get a free review for that boy Dame. That's how we build community around here. That's how we build camaraderie. It's like team building off this joint. You feel me? So Poetic Justice is the first one. So if you've already seen it, cool. You got something to look forward to. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it, bro, because we're going to review it. But I pulled up kind of like a question sticker on my IG, and I had some of y'all want to leave some questions about what should we talk about, bro. What should we talk about for this week? And I had my homie, shout out to my man Dean, bro. Shout out to my dog Dean, bro. That's my dog. He asked me some pretty interesting questions I wanted to answer. And one of the questions he asked, bro, is where do I think the world is headed? And what does it mean to be successful and happy today? So I'm going to start off with where do I think the world is headed? Now, I ain't going to hold y'all. I'm a pessimist at this point. I done experienced enough. I done seen enough that at this point in my life, I can't unsee the bullshit. I can't unsee it, bro. Like, it's hard for me to sit here and just be like, oh, it's going in a great place. If you really, my true honest answer, bro, I don't think it's going to get better. I don't think it's going to get better. And I feel like it's a bunch of reasons why it's not going to get better. But I would say the one thing is, I'll just start off like kind of listing off pieces. One, I feel like we have completely removed, I think, intellectualism. I think we have gotten to the point where personal beliefs and poor education has kind of become the forefront, bro. Like, I see a lot of people go online and spew a bunch of bullshit that don't be true. Like, literally before I started the pod today, I seen enough clips of it that I decided to watch the video, bro. And y'all, I don't know if y'all ever heard of it. It's a YouTube channel called Jubilee, and they do this kind of video series called Surrounded, where they'll bring in a person who is either an expert on the subject or something of the sorts, and they'll surround them with 20 people who have the complete opposite view of it, and they'll debate. And some of the people that they bring on, you know, sometimes the expert that they bring on, quote unquote, is just bad or just a popular person. So then the people surrounding them just destroys them. And some of the people who are experts destroys the surrounders. They're just like, yo, like, what are y'all saying doesn't make sense. So the same thing kind of happened. So I watched this one with a fucking doctor. And he was just kind of critiquing, you know, Robert F. Kennedy about all this shit. And this man was just cooking them. But you could just hear the lack of information that these people were having. And like, I really recommend y'all watch the video. It's infuriating, but just watch it, bro. Like, it's wild how these people really lack the common knowledge and is willing to just throw away evidence and research because this one man said it who has been proven to be lying and capping, or they just have this crazy bias because of their political views. It's a mess. And I feel like the same thing that is happening, we just talked about the girl with the essay. We have completely just removed, I think, just common sense. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, it's gone. And I feel like at this rate, the people who are pushing people to kind of get rid of the common sense are the most powerful and richest people in the earth. And, you know, you talk about parasocial relationships, just glorifying and shit, Christian nationalism. It's just not getting better, bro. So that's one thing. Two, look at the job market, bro. Like, I'm not about to sit here and rant about how shitty I think the job market is. Y'all know I'm struggling to find a job in my field. I don't even really want the fucking job no more. I just said, fuck it. I'd rather bet on myself and build a podcast for a business and build an online community of people who just want a good laugh and want to talk about fun shit. And hopefully it can make me some money. But for me, I'd rather take a bet on that than sit here and keep trying to get myself in tech because everything is a scam, bro. Like, I think I just can't unsee certain shit. You know what I mean? I watched a video from a dude. His name is Paulie Walnuts. It's like, he's like a YouTuber. He's like a pretty big, like, social commentator. And he would just talk about how LinkedIn is just a fucked up app. Like, you know, you create these profiles on LinkedIn. These jobs are probably not even real half the time. They have all these, they created LinkedIn Premium in which it's almost like they treated LinkedIn like Tinder. You know, oh, if you purchase this membership, we'll boost your application to the top. You'll be the one that stands out the most. You'll get to see what recruiter visited your profile. Like, it just became off the wall and just predatory. And then he was just like, think about how fucked up it is to like ask for a membership from people who don't have a job or are looking for a job and you want their money. Like, it's wild, bro. You know, Netflix just acquired HBO Max or whatever that deal is for like $83 billion, bro. And to me, I'm just thinking about, bro, that Netflix already is just getting outrageous with prices. It's just getting higher. It's going to get higher. It's going to be damn near $40 a month to have a Netflix subscription. And you're going to be like, God damn, like, that's wild, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. And think about it. We're going to be paying more money for subscriptions. Everything is getting higher in prices, but is the salaries getting higher? No. Are more people getting hired? No. They talk about how this is going to hurt just the entertainment business because if Netflix takes all the money and can make all these movies and all the studios and everything like that, it's going to be hard to negotiate deals because if Netflix is the monopoly in the situation, where else are you going to get the money from? Like, if I don't go to Netflix and they can just lowball me with any offer, then I have no choice but to take it because I got to feed my family. And the same thing is happening in the job market now. Like, people are getting lowballed offers or getting underpaid or having to take jobs that they are overqualified for because the market is so shitty. And then now you're starting to see money is just the root of all evil. It becomes the predicator. We don't care about the actual people. People are just a name. They're just a statistic. The jobs that are probably posted on LinkedIn, you're not going to get hit back from a recruiter rarely. And then most of the time it's not what you know, it's who you know. I fucking hate that line. But then you really just start to think about it. Money has just become the main priority. You have people who are owning pharmaceutical companies and the priority isn't to distribute medicine that is going to help people or cure people. We are seeing medicine be sold for double what it was, and now people can't afford their insulin or whatever medication because they have stakeholders who are like, well, I want to return on my investment. Fuck if they gonna get better or not. We need my money back. So when we got to a point where we're saying, screw people staying alive or getting healthy, we need to figure out how we can make money. Like, it's crazy. And then you have this fool in office. So I don't really think it's going to get much better because I feel like too much damage has kind of been done. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think people are getting more and more frustrated, but I think for me, bro, the main thing is just that people are so individual minded that as long as they benefit from it, or as long as the people that they don't like suffer, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's a harsh reality that I kind of started to accept. And at times, I ain't gonna lie, like full transparency, it starts to depress me sometimes. Like even just yesterday, like I had one of those days where I was like, man, fuck, like this whole world we living in and this experience of like life right now, this shit fucking sucks. Like there's just so much hate and so much evil in the world, and it's just normal. You know what I'm saying? I hope it can get better. I just feel like, but there's too many people who are wanting to make other humans suffer unwillingly and unnecessarily, by the way. You know what I'm saying? We have shit like immigration laws. What the fuck is the point? Like we're all a human, but nah, man, you wasn't born here, so we're gonna ship you back to the country you were born in which you're suffering from poverty. Like I just feel like at this rate, what am I like? How do you live and see so much suffering in the world and just be like, yeah, it's cool? You know what I'm saying? It's not for me. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say I haven't really seen an improvement. Now I think people are getting frustrated, but the reason why the frustration with the Trump administration is frustrating now is just because the people who voted for it are getting fucked. So they're just like, oh shit, maybe we do need to switch it up a little bit or whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, the main thing is still going to be the main thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even in the video I watched with the doctor and shit, he was just talking about, think about how capitalism makes you unhealthy, bro. Like, we really sitting here thinking about, like, these companies who making flaming hot Cheetos. And I love flaming hot Cheetos. You know what I'm saying? They're putting stuff in the shit that's making it addictive for you to keep eating it, making you unhealthy. Because why? Because it makes money. So, and that's 95% of the options, bro. Like, McDonald's, all these unhealthy ass food places that we eat and shit that are most convenient, they're the ones making the most money. It's the thing that we're most addictive to. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes the money, bro. They don't care about the health of the people as long as people are making money, bro. They will cut corners. Think about AI. Think about AI, bro. The shit they're trying to build data centers or whatever, that's going to fucking poison the water. But because some billionaire or some company is like, well, we want to make money, so screw the people that live there. We need that. We need that so we can build so we can create AI slop. Like, it's wild, son. It's really wild. And it's hard to just look at it and just say, yeah, this is what's going on, and say, yeah, it's going to get better. Because I feel like we've kind of gotten to a point sometimes where we don't really care if this and this happens as long as we're convenienced. Like, we don't care about, some people might not care about the AI shit because, oh, I use ChatGPT for everything, or, or just whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think about it all the time where I have a homegirl. I'm just listing off a bunch of examples I'm seeing. I have a homegirl. She is like a digital art, she's a content creator, photographer, whatever. And she was basically like, yo, McDonald's just released or just previewed or something like that. Allegedly, I ain't trying to get sued. Allegedly has like this full AI commercial. And she was just like, this is jobs that AI is going to take, bro. Like content creators, photographers, like they're going to suffer. Like next year, we don't know what it is. AI is just going to keep getting more advanced. There's only going to be more money put into it to where we're going to get to a point where AI is just going to replace everything. There's going to be no use for humans in this spectrum, in that spectrum, in this area. And it's like, because they want to make money, people are going to suffer, bruh. And I feel like for me, it's hard to kind of like miss that. It's hard to not see it now. You know what I'm saying? That's not to say that the world is 100% bad, but a lot of this shit makes people suffer. And I feel like I don't really know if it gets better because I feel like some people have gotten so used to, well, look at what they're building. I'm cool with it because they're building cool shit or they're doing shit that conveniences you a little bit. But it really might harm the greater good, bro. We talk about a data center that's going to be built that will poison the water. Like, what are we talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, it's harder to see the world heading better. It could be, but I don't know if it will happen in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I think that's why it is important. That's why I'm happy we have certain voices who I think are brave enough and courageous enough to call it how it is. Because, you know, like, it's hard to do, bro. It's hard to do, especially when there's a time where you could say something that I think is common sense or that I think is the great thing to say, but then you get death threats. People want to dox you. Like, it's madness out there, y'all. It's madness out there. I stayed off of social media for a good amount of time because half the time I didn't even think I was interacting with real people, because I was like, this is just some of the wildest shit I'm seeing. These are some crazy takes. They don't make no sense. And I'm like, this has to be a bot. This has to be a bot. And then I went out and then I was actually hearing people actually kind of say this stuff. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's my answer. But I think for me, in all though, I think that's why y'all see me kind of always saying, like, seeing that and recognizing that has allowed me to want to be a better person. Like, I want to be so much nicer and kinder to people. That's what started this whole thing. It wasn't just the dream of wanting to do it. A lot of it also too was just like, man, the world suffers so much. How can I kind of be a positive influence to the world? You know what I'm saying? I seen a dude the other day on Instagram, and he just goes to Walmart and he just dances with people. Like, he would just dance with people. Like, he would just go in there, him and his homie got a boombox and camera, and he would just walk around just dancing. And it really inspired me because, to me, bro, we don't know what anybody's going through. Somebody could have lost their job. Somebody, you know, people were losing their SNAP, their EBT and all that. He coming in there, bro, he dancing. And even if he's there for 2 minutes, bro, and you bust a little two-step or whatever, bro, it was something that was positive that made you think that. That's why for me, bro, I don't even be rude to people. Like, even when I'm at work and people getting on my nerves, bro, I just be like, I just gotta just speak kindly. I ain't saying I'm going sweet. I'm just saying that I just have so much more of a humanitarian bone in my body, because I just see so much bad stuff out here now that's like, man, somebody gotta be positive out this joint. So I respect, bro. His name is Swisher. 3 times I think on Instagram. Man, I just check him out, bro. I thought the video was dope. You know what I'm saying? Him just walking around just vibing, bro. Like, that joint was hard. So that was kind of inspiring. But I think that's why I think for me, I always try to like spread that message out there that y'all like, bro, like, go out there and just be kind to people, bro. Like, a lot of the world's problems, bro, would kind of be solved, bro, if we were just kinder. You know what I'm saying? If we just factored in another human being, if we didn't see Hispanic, if we didn't see LGBT, like, it would just be a much smoother process, bro. It would just be like, all right, bet you a human, I'm a human. I'm just here just like you. What's good? Like, I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, bro, after years and years and years, decades and centuries of just hate being spewed, it's hard to kind of overwrite it. So, you know what I'm saying? I just choose to be an individual and say, screw it, bro. I'm going to just do what I guess the uncommon thing or the unpopular thing to do is, which is just treat everybody with respect, bro. That's it. So the world can get better through that route. I just don't see it happening because people are just individual minded. They view stuff very differently than I do. So until then, bro, until I see a shift in that, I don't really think the world is headed in a much better place. Just gotta keep it a buck, bro. Just gotta keep it a stack. And his next question was, what does it mean to be successful and happy today in today's society? I think this answer differs for everybody, because I think everybody got like a different like definition of what success and happiness looks like. I think for me, bro, what it really is, bro, I think is just, for me, I always say this, bro. The goal of my life, bro, is I'm gonna get to being like 95 years old, bro, and my brain don't work. It's about that time that it's time for me to go. You know what I'm saying? And in those last moments or however much time I got, I really look back on my life and I'm like, damn, man, like, this was fun. Like, this was good. Like, yeah, you know, this and this might have happened, but, you know, we accomplished something that not gonna say many people because it's not even about comparison, but we accomplished something that we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? We didn't live through what society tells us to, which is to go out there, get a job, work till you 70, and then enjoy the rest of your glory days. Like, nah, man, like, what does it look like for you? What does it look like for you? And it's not really a dollar amount. It's about how I live my life. You know what I'm saying? For me, success for me and happiness looks like not working to make somebody else money. Like, for me, it looks like, man, I built something that makes people happy, gives people entertainment, makes people feel included, feel loved, and through that, I make money. But that's not the reason I want to make money. It's because I love to do it. But I'd rather do that for money than work a job. You know what I'm saying? That's what happiness is to me. And like I think I talked about it in my first episode. Like, I want to make money. I want to travel the world. I want to have a family one day. I want to have a house where people come here and get dinner. You know what I'm saying? We got game night. We got karaoke. Like, whatever the vibes is, bro. Like, that's what it looks like to me. And I think for you and anybody else, successful and happy really should just be like, when you look at your life, what do you want it to look like when your time is up? Do you want it to look like you just made a bunch of money? That's cool and all, but what about the money? What do you want to do with the money? Do you just want to have a bunch of it? Do you just want to live in luxury? That's a dream. If you want to, that's up to you. If that makes you happy, but that looks different for everybody, bro. And I think, to me, the success and happiness is just when it is your time to go. When you look back on it, what did you do in your life? What did you accomplish? What are you leaving? And are you happy and proud of it? That's really what success and happiness is to me. And I think if you have that, bro, it's going to be cool, bro. You're going to live a good life. Like, that's what success is. I think money is subjective because inflation happens. You might think you need $1 million when you might only need 250,000. You might not even need 100,000 to be successful and happy. Because success to me is just not a number, bro. Because you could be good financially, but what does it mean if you hate your job every day? What does it mean if you have to work 13 hours a day doing mundane tasks that you hate? You got a 1 hour commute, 10, 11 hour workday, and then you're going to go home and got to cook dinner, and then that's your day every day. I don't want to live like that, bro. I don't want to be an employee no more. I ain't going to hold you. I hate being an employee, bro. I hate having to dictate my life to make somebody else money. Like, that's bold to me. But it's just the way that the system is set up right now. So I'm going to try to finagle my way out of the system by using whatever resources I get from that job to funnel it into myself so that I don't got to do it no more. So I think that's just what it is, bro. And I would tell anybody, bro, like, I'm not big on the you got to go to college and do this thing anymore. Man, if you want to be a rapper, bro, go do it, bro. Like, go chase your dream. You got one chance at this joint. You might as well, bro. Like, you might as well do it. Because at the end of the day, bro, who's stopping you? Like, seriously, like, I really be thinking about that a lot more now when I be podding. Like, okay, if I don't do it, who am I disappointing? Nobody's going to be disappointed I didn't do it. Like, if I became an IT professional and that was what I do in my life, is anybody going to look at me and be like, man, I can't believe you ain't do that joint? No, bro. Like, so you might as well, bro. You have one chance at it, bro. Like, I'm going to live this life to the fullest. That's the one thing I got from everything is like, I'm going to live this joint up because I got one chance. I got one dance at this joint, and then that's it. So I just tell everybody, bro, go chase your dream. I don't care how crazy it is, bro. Just work towards it, bro. It don't got to be quit your job right now and be a rapper. But no, it means investing into it, bro. That means, okay, bet, I'm going to go hit the stoop once a week, drop a tape. I think I'm good at potting, but am I perfect? Hell no. But I'm going to work towards it. I'm going to promote the shit out of this joint like this is my full-time job. If I get to 10 episodes straight, oh, trust and believe, I'm getting this PC and it's up. You know what I'm saying? It's up. It's getting visual. It's going to get active. So that's the main thing, bro. It's just, for me, bro, like, happiness comes from accomplishing shit. Accomplishing things you want to do, not what everybody else telling you should do, not what your parents telling you what you should do, and enjoying the reward of that. whether it's feeling good, the dopamine, whether it's money, whether it's, I'll use the word success. That's what it means, bro. That's the key to life. That's the key to enjoyment, bro. Is to build that life and take those steps every day. That's what's gonna make you happy. So that's the answer to me. All right, bet. Whew, man, I was rambling. My fault, y'all. My fault. All right, I'm gonna hit some quick storylines in the NFL and NBA. I seen Phillip Rivers signed to the Colts, bro. This is wild. I understand, prayers up to Daniel Jones. Hope he recovers, bro. But that's wild, bro. He's 44 years old, bro, and he has tough ass defenses he's gonna play in a couple weeks. He's got the Texans. We just seen what they did to the Chiefs, bro, and we gonna get to the Chiefs in a second. Don't you worry. We gonna get to the Chiefs, bro. And the Seahawks defense, two of the best defenses in the league, and he's gonna get hit by those guys, bro. Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson, bro. I seen the safety Petrie. He smacked the hell out of Rasheed Rice. His feet, he almost did a backflip. He hit that, bro. He hit bro so hard. So, and then I seen the press conference today or whatever, and the reporter asked Phillip, like, yo, how much you weigh, bro? He was like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know. Bro has not stepped on this scale in God knows how long, and he's about to go play NFL football, bro. I really don't think this is gonna bode well. I mean, I think this Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco, the Uncle Bowl, kind of inspiring him. But 44 is old, bro. 44 is old, and it doesn't really sound like bro's been like kind of keeping up with himself as much. And I don't really think this is going to bode well for the Colts. I feel like there's a lot of guys out there that, like even my man brought up a good point. He was like, like Kaepernick is still a free agent, by the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kaepernick is never going to happen, of course, but it's wild, bro. It's wild that they really decided on 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. And I feel bad for the Colts, bro. They had such a good start to the year. They were a really great offense to start the year. And these past couple weeks have been rough. So they trade everything for Sauce Gardner. He gets hurt with a calf injury. Daniel Jones tears his Achilles. So we don't even know what the future of the quarterback looks like for them, because he's going to miss a couple weeks to start the year next year. And he was up for a contract. So that might riffle the plans a little bit, because he's probably not going to get the money he truly kind of played up to. And now it's gonna be tough for them, bro. And I don't even think they make the playoffs at this point. So best of luck to them, bro. I mean, Phillip Rivers, I'm definitely gonna be looking out, because I am curious. Chiefs lost a crazy game to the Texans on Sunday. That was probably the first time I was just like, yeah, this is a wrap. You know what I'm saying? This is a wrap for the Chiefs in terms of making the playoffs. Because I always give the Chiefs, like, man, they got Mahomes, bro. They gonna figure it out somehow. That loss reminded me of when the Patriots played the Titans in Brady's last game as a Patriot. And that's not to say that Mahomes is leaving the Chiefs or something, but it just, for me, just like looked like the end of a chapter, where it's like, okay, the dominant run of the Chiefs after that loss, it just looks over. They looked bad. Travis Kelce dropping the ball, Rasheed Rice dropping the ball. Mahomes, he got hurt. He looked like his knee was hurting. It just looked bad. They just looked so incompetent out there against the Texans. The Texans defense just looked completely dominant from beginning to end. And it just looked like, yeah, bro, like this is just not the year for the Chiefs. Now, I will say, however, if you are a Chiefs fan, one, you enjoyed enough success, you can kind of eat this L a little bit. But also, too, bro, I think what it is just you're just seeing, I think, the lingering effects of the run of dominance they've had over the past couple years, because that they've played an exhausting and taxing amount of football, probably more than any team in the league, easily more than any team in the league. And to be as great as they were year in and year out, it has to catch up to you at some point. Travis Kelce looks old out there. He looks old, and I know this is his last year. He should retire. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I just feel like bro looks like he's done. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes, he hasn't been playing MVP level football in the regular season, and it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? And he's starting to get a lot more nagging injuries. The knee, he had the 1 year in the Super Bowl where his ankle was bothering him. It's starting to come a lot more frequently, and I'm just like, yeah, bro, you've played from September to February every year since then. You don't know nothing short of AFC Championship. Playoff football is taxing. This has to be rough. So, I I can understand how they're having a rough year this year and how it's not looking too hot. Only thing I would say to them, bro, is just it. They have a chance to kind of pick this back up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for them, you can tank the rest of the year and go get you a pretty decent pick. So, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't look completely over for them in terms of them being successful again in the Mahomes era. You know, he's only 30, so he has time. Like he's still in the prime years. But yeah, man, that loss did not look good. This year has not been good for them, and it is unfortunate, bro. And I know nobody has any sympathy for them because they've been so great and dominant for the past couple years. So who cares? But it is. I like watching greatness like Mahomes. So it's like, damn, man, I hate to see it go out like this. I ain't gonna lie. What else, man? What else? Steelers beat the Ravens. This is the most bittersweet loss. I mean, bittersweet win I've had because I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to be mad at beating the Ravens. Just not going to happen, right? But I also could care less if we had lost. Like, I didn't care if we lost because for me, I seen a comment, and I've been saying this for years, that until Pittsburgh either gets a good draft pick at QB or we get a harsh restart, we're just always going to be a 9-8 team. That's just what it's going to be. And they're playing like a 9-8 team again. They're playing like a team that's going to get a wild card game. But they're also playing like a team that they're going to make the wild card and get absolutely destroyed in the first round. And I think just seeing that year in and year out, you're just like, okay, like at this point, I've seen this movie so many times that the only way this gets better is something has to change. And I feel like watching this team now, watching them win, it's just like this movie is going to happen again, and it's just going to further extend Pittsburgh's return to being an actual championship contender. So that's kind of how I feel after the win. It's like, yeah, we beat Baltimore, love beating Baltimore or anybody in the division. But did I really want that win that bad to where I know how this is going to end? Not really. You know what I'm saying? Not really. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I wasn't rooting for the Ravens, but I also seen Likely catch the ball, and I felt no emotion. I wasn't like, come on, y'all, what the hell? I was kind of like, hey, you know. And then, of course, they call an incomplete pass on it. And I ain't gonna lie, I thought he called it. I'm gonna be honest, like, it wasn't our favor, so I ain't gonna complain too much. I really thought that looked like a touchdown to me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be unbiased. That looked like a touchdown to me. But I'll take it. I will take the W. I ain't going to complain too much because that sounds wild to complain about your team winning. I just see this movie before. All right, bet. I got some critiques. NFC East. Damn. I don't even know where to start in that division. Let me start off with the Eagles. Eagles, pack it up, buddy. Pack it up. Y'all look like shit. And I don't understand how, with all that talent on that team, y'all are this bad. I don't get it. I don't get how the Eagles are this bad. They're too damn talented, at least in terms of name, to be this bad. They're like unbearable to watch sometimes. I'm just like, what do y'all be calling? What is the play calling? Like, and all this stuff like that. And it's funny because the Eagles are such a popular team, I can't really avoid Eagles Twitter. And it's like, they just blame everybody. They're just like, Jalen Hurts sucks. The offensive coordinator sucks. Nick Sirianni's horrible. I'm like, what is what is the fan base's issue? I work with an Eagles fan. I know Eagles fans. And it just don't sound like it just feels like the only thing that they can agree on is we suck, and if we don't win the Super Bowl, somebody has to go, or there has to be repercussions for this. But everybody, it seemed like people hate Hurts, and he did himself no favors throwing 4 picks. He looked awful. So, I don't know. I really feel like at this point, like, I kind of kept saying, man, the Eagles going to figure it out, bro. They're too talented not to figure it out. I have no chance, and I have no hope that the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl this year. I don't think they make it out the NFC. They look horrible. And I don't know, and I just don't get how a team this talented, it still has all the talent, it's just as bad. It's just as bad. I don't get it. The Commanders, y'all know me. I'm not a Commanders fan per se. Like, that's not my official football team. But I do root for them. I want them to be successful. If they were to ever win the Super Bowl, as long as they didn't beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, I would be genuinely happy. Why on God's earth did they throw JD5 out there? What was the point? What was the point of putting him on that field? Y'all aren't playing for anything. I just have flashbacks to RG3, and I just don't get how it just doesn't look like RG3 again. You're just not putting him in a position for him to protect himself. Jaden Daniels is only but so big. And this has been, I feel like the Commander season, let's like name what could have possibly went wrong, and it has went wrong. You paid Terry a bunch of money, and bruh has not been on the field like that. After you paid him $30 million a year that he cried and begged for, and you have gotten no production from him. Jaden Daniels has been hurt majority of the year. You know, the defense is one of the worst in the league. I don't get it. I don't get it. I truly don't understand this franchise, but I just feel bad for the fans. You give them so much hope last year. You make this magical run, and then you go right back to the Commanders that you've always been majority of my life. Is just demoralizing. And honestly, it just makes me always say every single time when I see it happen, I'm just like, this is why I can never be like a fan of them, because they're just incompetent. They're just something. They just have bad juju or something. I don't get it, but I try not to call them incompetent just because, like, you know, you can't control injuries. But I think to put him out there when he had just dislocated his elbow a couple weeks ago in a game that didn't really provide anything for the team was just malpractice, super malpractice. Just for him to injure the same elbow he hurt. Like, what are we doing? I don't get it. I don't get it. That's it for NFL storylines, man, because we still got NFL picks. So we got to talk about at least NBA in the NBA Cup. LeBron's streak is ended. Oh, man, that hurt. That hurt to see it happen. But for me, in the same way that I wanted I want the Steelers 500, Mike Tomlin never having a losing record streak to be over. Once I seen LeBron start playing to just get 10 points, I think that's really when I wanted the streak to be over, because it lost its value. It lost its allure of here's 10 points per game for the 18 years straight. I mean 10 points a game, like at least 10 points every game for 18 years straight. That's impressive, but if you're getting it in the flow of the game and you're just that consistent or you're just that great at scoring, it looks differently when you're like, I got to get 10 points so that I don't lose it. And once I seen it against the Suns where he shot that 3 and we were getting blown out, I was just like, yeah, streak had to end, because it started to stick out like, yep, he's playing for it. Now, granted, the way that the streak ended, chef's kiss. You couldn't draw it up better. LeBron making the right play, could have easily taken a floater or a mid-range jump shot or drove, and to kick it out to a wide open shooter in the corner for a game-winning 3. That's what it's almost like a representation of LeBron's whole career, making the right play. And it's funny because it sounds so much differently if Rui misses the shot, right? Because how many times has LeBron made that play and got killed for it? Danny Green in the bubble, you know what I'm saying? Like, they killed him for taking that pass. So I'm happy the streak is ended, because, like I said, it was a great streak. It was amazing to watch him be able to do that for 18 years straight. But it was time, and it's unfortunate because I feel like had LeBron not had the sciatica thing at the beginning of the year, had training camp, we probably wouldn't even really have this like streak ending thing. But it felt like LeBron is still getting his legs under him. He's still coming back. He's still, finding his way back, because the next game he put up 29 points against the Sixers and was absolutely clutch. So LeBron is still great. I do feel like we're very near retirement. I don't think it's this year, but I think next year for sure it's a wrap. It is a wrap. But shout out to LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Got the Lakers in the NBA Cup, and we will talk about that. And also, let's talk about CP3 getting sent home, bruh. This was fucked up. This was fucked up by the Clippers. And the Clippers, to me, are just proof of just a poorly run organization. But I think to do that to a legend like Chris Paul, who's done a lot for the Clippers through his career, and for them to handle that situation like that, I thought it was very piss poor. I just thought it was bad business. And when you hear like, yeah, man, Chris Paul, man, he was just so critical of everything. He just demanded so much out of the team. And then you release him because he wanted the team to be good. Maybe there's more to the story, but I still think to release a guy because he was expecting or had an expectation of, hey, y'all, we're supposed to be this type of team and we're supposed to look like this on the court, and we're not. And you were one of the worst teams in the Western Conference with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, bro, like y'all should look a little bit better. And I think it's funny that now there's almost this idea that like, man, how did anybody think the Clippers were going to be good? I thought they would actually be decent. I know that they were old, but I mean they went toe to toe with Denver just last year. And now you're one of the worst teams in the Western Conference. Doesn't make much sense to me. It doesn't make much sense to me. So I don't get it, but fine. I think Chris Paul should end his career on his own note, at least with the team. Now the team, I don't know who. I don't think Chris Paul should be so desperate that they should feel like, oh, he should go to OKC. I think the days of him trying to get a championship should be over. But go someplace where you actually, I think, can play a little bit rather than just 2 minutes in a blowout. Like you actually are playing somewhat decent minutes, because the main reason why I think retirement tours don't hit the same or aren't always like that is because not everybody's going to get the same amount of love as Kobe. Like people felt like if I announce my retirement and I'm going to all the different arenas, everybody's going to treat me like how they treated Kobe. And you could be a Hall of Famer, but that just doesn't happen for everybody. We're talking about Kobe, a top 5 player of all time, 5-time NBA champion. I don't really think Chris Paul is in that same conversation. So I think a retirement tour should look different for him, but it's also has to be what he wants out of it. And I think he should go to a place that would actually play him some minutes and at least let him enjoy a year of basketball. I don't really know what that place is, to be honest. I know people will talk about Charlotte. I don't think that Charlotte would do it. I don't see any point. You know what I mean? Chris Paul should not be taking any minutes away from your younger talent. You know what I'm saying? But who knows, bro? But I do hope he finds a team. NBA Cup predictions. I'm going to make this super quick. I think the Thunder's going to win it. I mean, they're the most dominant team in basketball. I do think the Lakers will beat the Spurs tonight. And I do think that if LeBron plays against the Thunder, they'll give him a fair run for their money. But I think the Thunder will get him. In the semifinals game, I think we will have the Knicks versus the Magic. I think that's going to be a good game. They just played Sunday, and I think Franz Wagner got extremely hurt in the game. So, unfortunately, we won't be able to see Franz, and I think that will be at the detriment to the Magic. So, I do think the Knicks will get him. Jalen Brunson played a crazy great game last night. So, yeah. So, so at least Franz is not out for the year, has an ankle sprain, so he'll be back this year. So the Magic's chances of winning at least the East aren't completely dead. But I do think, however, I think that they will lose to the Knicks. And we will see the Knicks versus the Thunder, which I think is low-key an NBA Finals preview. And I think I will really be intrigued to see how that goes. And the NBA Cup will be a great matchup to see how that goes and how they fare well with each other. I still don't think that the Knicks could beat the Thunder in a 7-game series, though. It's really hard to win a championship when your best player is 6 foot. All right, let's go to NFL Week 15. Let's make these NFL picks. So Thursday Night Football, we got Falcons versus the Bucks. And this is kind of nasty. I'm going to go the Bucks here. But I wouldn't be surprised, man. Kirk Cousins lives for a good Thursday night primetime game and being the underdog. So don't be surprised if Kirk goes off. We got Bills versus the Patriots. I think if the Patriots win this game, they will win their division. So I think I will go to Patriots here. I know the Bills are 1.5 point favorite, but I just I like the Patriots. I'm convinced now that this is a really good team, and they're 11-2. Division is on the line for them. I think Buffalo might be the more desperate team, but I just don't trust their defense enough against this Patriots offense, and I think the Patriots defense can still give the Bills some problems. Ravens versus the Bengals. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to go the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow being back, he had a good game last week, threw 2 picks, but besides that, 4 touchdowns. Um, Ravens defense looked like they kind of struggled last week against Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers was able to move the ball pretty well. So maybe they'll have a better luck, but I think the key here will definitely be that Bengals defense can play well, and also, is Lamar going to come back to form? Lamar has not looked like himself the past couple of weeks, so I think he's the key factor in whether the Ravens will be successful on Sunday or not. Jets versus Jaguars, not much to think about. I'm going to Jags. Chargers versus Chiefs. I think the Chargers beat them here. Chiefs offensive line is absolutely decimated. I think they just are. I think they're just down and out and counted out. They have nothing to play for at this point. So I'm gonna go to Chargers. Cardinals versus Texans. I think the Texans will win that one. I think that Texan defense is amazing. I just feel like once CJ Stroud and that offense can somewhat be comparable and get in a rhythm, it's gonna be pretty scary. They're gonna be a dark horse team to win the championship, or at least make it to the Super Bowl. Browns versus Bears. I'm gonna go to Bears here. I like what I have been seeing from Shador. He has been playing well, but I think the Bears are just a better team. Commanders versus Giants. Yuck. I'm gonna go to Commanders here. I mean, it's not saying much, but I'm gonna just pick the commies. Raiders versus the Eagles. I'm gonna pick the Eagles. I mean, it don't really get much worse than the Raiders, but this Eagles team has not looked good, but they don't look Raiders bad. So Colts versus Seahawks. I'm gonna go to Seahawks here. I think they're going to make life a living hell for Phillip Rivers, and it's going to be sad to watch. I'm gonna be honest. Packers versus Broncos. I think this is going to be a great game. I'm gonna go Green Bay. I trust Jordan Love more than Bo Nix, but that Broncos defense is really good, and I think the Packers defense is pretty good too. So I just think it kind of just would become a battle of the quarterback or just the offenses, which one can overcome better. And I think that the Packers will be able to, I think, overcome the Broncos defense a little bit more. You got Josh Jacobs, pretty good receiving core. Jordan Love seems like he's been kind of getting the rhythm. So I'll go to Packers here. Titans versus the 49ers, not much to think about. I'm going to Niners. Panthers versus Saints. I'm going to go to Panthers here. I think they're the better team. I just think as long as Bryce Young just plays a somewhat decent game, they should be fine. Lions versus the Rams. I'm going to go the Rams. I just think they're the better team. Lions are more desperate, so I can see them winning, but I feel like, they can. I feel like the Rams defense can rattle Jared Goff a little bit and get him off rhythm. Vikings versus the Cowboys. I think this one's pretty easy, the Cowboys, but I wouldn't be surprised if JJ McCarthy has a pretty decent game. I mean, these are games where I feel like he's not playing up against a really, really crazy defense, and maybe he'll be able to connect with Justin Jefferson a little bit more. I know he's had a kind of a rough year in terms of just getting good quarterback play and being able to get the ball, but I like the Cowboys here. And Monday Night Football, Dolphins versus Steelers. This is going to be interesting. I think the Steelers are the better team than the Dolphins, but Pittsburgh struggles on primetime games. So I'm going to still pick Pittsburgh to win, but I really wouldn't be surprised if we lose. I'm going to end this episode with the music recommendation of the week. Music recommendation of the week is my homeboy Junior, bro. This is actually my great man's, bro. One of my homies from College Park, man. I met him a couple weeks ago. Went out to the bar one night, man. Met him and his mans, and we kind of just connected, bro. And we linked, we messaged each other on Instagram. So he has a tape out, bro. It's called T's Playlist, bro. And it's some good joints, bro. If you kind of like that SoundCloud, cloud rap era, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like this is kind of right up your alley. Some of my favorite tracks on here, man. I love Johnny Test, Pinky and the Brain. Fantasia is a good one. There's some good tracks on here. It's 10 songs, 19 minutes. Check his music out, bro. I think he pretty dope, man. I'm all in support of homies, pursuing something, especially something creative like music. So yeah, check him out, bro. Give him a like, man. Check out his music. I'll repost it on Instagram or something for y'all to actually have a direct link to listen to it. But Nah, man, that is it for this week's episode. 5 weeks straight, bro. We made it. 5 more weeks to go. You know what I'm saying? This was the goal. You know what I'm saying? So, tap in with me. Like I said, man, hit me up. Let me know any feedback, any topics y'all want. Let me know what I can do to improve the show. Let me know about the community aspect, what y'all want from me, man. Remember, we are reviewing Poetic Justice next week. So watch that film if you haven't already. I will catch y'all on the next one. Much love. Peace.